Alright, students, I'm going to do a recording right now, so just try to keep it down. Alright, we're going to be doing a tutorial here on ghosting your background. You're going to notice I have two images up. One is going to be my final picture. The other one is an image I'm going to be borrowing the figure from. The first thing I want to do is I want to take the image where I'm borrowing the figure from and first cut out the subject matter and put it into the picture. Now obviously you could choose any picture that you want. This one it was just available, so I'll just use it anyways. You'll notice that the legs are not showing in this image, so I'm going to have to put this on a particular portion of my final project. I have to be pretty selective on it. So first off, since my background is a green screen, I'll go ahead and use this magic wand tool, which makes it selection a lot easier to use. I'm going to continue to select the background. I can even use this tool. I'm going to hold the shift key down, select the rest of it, use this tool as well. And I get the back of this. You'll notice that inside the arms here there's still some green, so I'm going to use the magic wand, hold my shift key down, and select that as well. Now that I have everything selected except for the object, I'm going to do select invert so that only the object is selected. That's the power of using the green screen. I'm going to use the move tool, click on it once, I'm going to click my object and move it into the project I'm working on. Since I am no longer in need of this picture, I'll go ahead and close it. And now I'll go ahead and use this. You're going to notice as I put the object into the final project, it creates a new layer. Alright, because the legs are cut off, I do have to have it on the screen, or I have to put it somewhere behind a tree where the legs can't be seen. Either way, you have to put it on strategically so it does not look like it doesn't belong. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here. You're going to notice there's a lock symbol on it, so we have to actually copy it so we don't have that lock symbol on it. That's Photoshop's way of trying to protect your picture. Alright, now that we have the background, we're going to go ahead and go to Enhance, Adjust Color, and go to Hue and Saturation. You're going to notice over here that the Hue and Saturation window has these different knobs. We're going to be concerned about the saturation. Now saturation basically means you're going to pour a lot of it in, or if you desaturate it means you're taking from. In this case it's a color. We are going to take away the color by desaturating it. I'm going to press OK. Notice the picture. Alright, this object as well, we're going to go and enhance and desaturate it as well. So go ahead and desaturate, press OK, you notice that it turns black and white. Alright, now on this object what we want to do is we want to ghost it. So what we need to do is we have to go to Image, and there's a couple ways. You could try to go and do Invert. Invert basically puts in the opposites. Okay, or you can go back, go to this magic wand tool. We'll click the background, right click and do select inverse. We'll have nothing except the object selected. And we'll use this tool right here. It's called the dodge tool. Now the dodge tool can be used to actually lighten up the image. Okay, so let's increase the brush size. And you're going to notice how it lightens up everything. Okay, so you can use that as well. So let's increase the pixel size here. There we go. This makes quick work of it here. Alright. You notice as we keep on passing through, it gets lighter and lighter. I think that works pretty well for a ghost. Alright, now we're going to use the selection tool so we can deselect it. Okay. And we're going to use this brush tool in order to get a nice fuzzy edges. Okay, so you need to make sure you get a fuzzy brush here. Okay, let's increase the brush size. Okay, and then also we're going to make sure the opacity is down way low. And I'll go ahead and brush around the edge here. Now what our intention is to try to get these little edges. So you can notice these strong edges. Try to get them so they're not quite as sharp. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and change the brush size a little bit more. So just do the edge. Now if I continue to do this, obviously the edges will get softer and softer. Okay. The edges at the base of your subject is probably a little more important than the rest, because that's the part that actually touches the ground, and you want that to be fuzzy. Okay. So now we have our object here. It kind of looks a little ghost-like. Not bad. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to opacity. We're going to reduce the opacity so it kind of fades into the woods. You kind of see the little ghost kind of look. I'll fade a little bit more. Alright, now we have our ghost looking pretty good there. Alright, then obviously we're going to go to the filter. What we want to do is we want to blur it a little bit. So I'm going to do the Gaussian blur. Alright, right here I'm going to increase the blur range. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to this background picture. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. There we go. Now we're blurring it pretty good there. So let's actually blur it a little bit more. Okay, now blurring actually helps us get the object looking like it was taken by an older camera. Alright, and then layer 1 we're going to do a blur as well. So go blur, Gaussian blur. There we go. So you got blurs a little bit more. Now the last thing we need to do is we're going to go to layer. We're going to merge visible because only the objects that we had visible are going to be merged together. And together we're going to add in a noise. Now noise adds it. What it does is it helps us to make the picture look like it was made by an older camera. Press OK. So now we have the ghost image with a little bit of noise. Okay, that way it helps us to make it look like we have a final product. Please remember, add another layer, use your text tool. Okay, make sure you put in your first name. Actually, let's increase the size of the font here. Do first name. And also last name, and make sure you put the date. Okay, make sure you have that before you save it, and you are all done.